Now read types of ratios. Please read.
Okay. Okay. There are many types of ratio wise liquidity, solvency,
No.
activity, and profitability ratio.
Listen. There are many types of ratios.
Yes.
Namely,
Namely,
VI.
namely liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, activity ratio, and profitability ratio. The liquidity ratio includes current ratio and acid test ratio. Solvency ratio are calculated to determine the ability of the businesses to service its debt in the long run instead of in the short run. They include debt equity ratio, total asset to debt ratio, property ratio, and interest coverage ratio. The turnover ratio, can you
Yeah,
scroll
1 minute.
it up? Okay,
Yeah, I'm scrolling it up. Yeah.
okay. That the turnover ratio basically exhibit the activity level characterized by the capacity of the businesses to make more sales or turnover and include inventory turnover, the trade receivable turnover, trade payable turnover, working capital turnover, fixed asset turnover, and current asset turnover.
Achha. Turnover.
Profitability ratio,
Listen. Turnover means normally we used to tell only sales, but
sales.
there can be turnover like this also. So many types of turnovers. Inventory
Yeah.
turnover, trade receivable turnover, etc. Please go through
Okay.
profitability ratios.
Okay. Profitability ratios are calculated to analyze the earning capacity of the businesses, outcome of which is the outcome of utilization of the resources employed in the business. The ratio include gross profit ratio, operating ratio, net ratio, return on investment bracket, capital employed, earning per share, book value per share, dividend per share, and price to earning ratio. Okay, next.
Current ratio.
Current ratio is the proportion of current asset to current liability. It is expressed as a follow. Current ratio is equal to current asset
Divided by
divided by current
current
liability,
liability.
or current liability is equal to current asset including current investment, inventory, trade receivables, debtor and bill receivable, cash and cash equivalent, short term loans and advances. Okay, next page.
And
And other current assets such as prepaid expenses, advance tax and accrued income, etc. Current liability includes short term borrowing, trade payables, creditor and bill payables, other current liabilities, and short-term provision. How to calculate the debt service ratio?
debt service, 1 minute.
How
It should be debt service coverage ratio.
debt debt service coverage ratio? Yeah, that is
Hmm.
correct term.
Hmm.
Okay. How do you calculate the debt service coverage ratio? To
Hmm.
calculate the debt service coverage ratio, divide your company's net operating income by its debt service. Okay. This is commonly done on an annual basis, so it, it compares the annual net operating income to annual debt service, but it can be done for any time frame.
Please read again. 1 minute. I will put coverage. Yeah. Now read again. How do you calculate?
Okay.
Here also.
How do you calculate the debt service coverage ratio? To
1 minute. I will
calculate the debt
to calculate. Hmm.
to calculate the debt service coverage ratio, divide your company's net operating income by its debt service.
Uh,
This is commonly done on annual basis, so it compares annual net operating income to annual debt service, but it can be done for any time frame.
1 minute.
Okay,
1
please
minute.
proceed.
Hold on. 1 minute. Hello, now 5 minutes la கூப்பிடுறேன் டாடி 5 minutes la கூப்பிடுறேன் கிளாஸ்ல கூப்பிடுறேன் yeah We are on quick ratio. Please read.
Quick ratio. Quick ratio is equal to quick asset divided is to current liability or quick asset current liability. The quick assets are defined as those assets which are quickly convertible into cash. While calculating quick asset, we exclude the inventory at the end and other current assets such as prepaid expenses, advances, tax, etc.
1 minute. You wait. What is quick ratio? It's not coming clearly.
It is not actually
It is not clear.
quick asset minus.
No. India quick ratio formula. There are two ways to calculate the risk of the quick ratio. Current assets minus prepaid expenses minus inventories divided by current liabilities, or
Yes.
cash. That will do. One will do. So instead of giving too many things, we will give only the correct one. QR is equal to, this is the best one. This one we will have it. Okay.
Which
This
one?
is this I'm now giving you. I'm now giving you quick ratio. I'm just putting it.
Quick,
I'm putting it
quick
down.
asset
1 minute.
divided by current
No,
liability.
yeah, just a minute. This one. QR is equal to current assets minus prepaid expenses minus
Divided by current liability.
inventories divided by current liabilities.
Yes, it
This
is
will
correct ratio.
this will do, because it causes confusion. 1 minute, just a minute. Hold on. Here I will cut all these things. I think it is also known as acid test ratio. Direct.
Acid test ratio. Yes,
Yeah.
standard is 1:1. It should be 1:1 at least.
Yeah, very good. Now go for this. Debt equity ratio. Please read.
Yeah.
Long-term debts.
Debt equity ratio is equal to long-term debt divided by shareholder fund, where shareholder fund is equal to share capital plus reserve and surplus plus money received against share warrant plus share application money pending allotment. Okay. Share capital here.
बहुत लंबा होता है. Share capital.
Share capital is equal to equity share capital plus preference share capital or shareholder fund. Equity is equal to non-current asset plus working capital minus non-current liability. Working capital is equal to current asset minus current liability.
Good.
Okay.
Proprietary ratio.
It is not visible to me, sir.
अच्छा. Proprietary ratio.
It.
Yeah. अभी आता है?
Not, sir. Not. It is not visible.
Proprietary ratio. अभी मिलेगा ना? I think you can see it.
Not. Just I see working capital is equal to current asset minus current liability. And now I can see it. Now it is too poor. Okay. Proprietary ratio is equal to shareholder fund divided by capital employed or net asset. Total asset to debt ratio is equal to total asset divided by long term debt. Okay. Interest coverage ratio is equal to net profit before interest and tax dividend by interest on long term debt. I think that it has some error. Interest coverage ratio. Like
Interest coverage.
EBITDA net profit before interest, tax and dividend and divided by debt raised by the company. So it is the long term debt, na?
Correct.
Divided by interest on long term debt. Okay. It is right formula.
Now inventory turnover ratio. Please read the ratio.
Inventory turnover. First, second is trade receivable turnover. Third, trade payable turnover. Now move the next page.
4.
Okay.
Abhi, are you able to see?
It,
Are you able to see?
okay.
Read.
4. Yes. Fourth one investment turnover. Fifth fixed asset turnover, and sixth working capital turnover. Profitability ratio: first gross profit ratio, second operating ratio, third operating profit ratio, fourth net profit, fifth return on investment, or we can say return on capital employed, sixth return on net worth, seventh earning per share, that is important, book value per share, ninth dividend payout ratio, and 10th price earning ratio.
So many ratios are there. So this is
There
what
are too
we
many
have
ratios.
to go through regarding ratio analysis. But what is more important is the first part of it, which we studied, the
Yes.
summary of ratio analysis, objective of ratio analysis, limitations of ratio analysis. This is what is important.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your volunteering to read this. I'm
Yes.
extremely
Yes.
thankful to you. Best wishes. I will post it in our
Thank you.
group now. Thank you. Best
Yes,
wishes.
sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
I will add it in our
Sir, I
IBPS.
have already made a ratio PDF. If you don't mind, I have already very compressed, very precise notes on ratio. 50, which is 57 page note
उतना
PDF.
बड़ा नहीं चाहिए. No. The
No, it
basic
is actually it is very precise.